Hello, everybody. Welcome to Broward Schools. Today, presentation is Sustainable Leadership for Small Businesses. So sorry, everybody. We are having technical difficulties here. Uh, let's jump into the presentation now. And I still having some trouble here, and maybe Chelsea can help me out, can bail me out. Okay, let's start. Then sustainable leadership. Then when we hear this word, sustainability, the first thing that comes to our mind is environment, regulations about natural resources. And yes, everything goes in that line. We basically need to take care of the environments in order to keep our resources for supplies and to continue the life in this planet. And yes, everything is related to the natural resources, but sometimes we forget that in that list of natural resources, one of the most important resources is the human resources. And then that is the reason that here in EDDC, we are bringing to you this very, very exciting theme about sustainable leadership. Because in order to progress, to advance in our small businesses, we really need to take care of the human resources that are part of our business. And of course, you need to start with yourself. We remember when we take an airplane, the first thing that they said in the training, in the little presentation that the steward does when we are in the airplane is that once the mask falls, in case that the mask falls, you need to put the mask on you first. You need to take care of you first in order to help others. Then that analogy goes with everything in life. In order for everything around you to go well, you need to take care of yourself, and in that order, you can take care of the other part of the businesses. And here, yes, we're going to focus in yourself, but at the same time, everything that you're going to learn here, you're going to share it with the people that make your business run. What we're going to do is that we're going to share different topics that certain authors have been saying regarding leadership. And with that, in every slide, you're going to see a book. And really, it's not for you to focus in that book. It's really to focus in the skill that this person is trying to share with us. And yes, of course, the invitation is for you to research those authors and find maybe the book that relates more to where is your situation right now in your business or in your personal life. Then don't look at the book per se, really look at the author, and let's focus also in the skills that they are sharing with us. Then we start with Mark Cuban. Everybody knows him through this TV personality and also a successful businessman. And something that he said that is the most important skill for a leader is honesty. And the way that they see that we need to be honest is starting with ourselves. We need to be honest about what we are. That really requires that you really do a very self-study of yourself constantly, recognizing all your strengths and also working in all those aspects that you want to improve, that you want to change. And then in that sense, also be honest with others. I think that hiding stuff or changing, massaging the information or the reality is not helpful for people in your business, for people in your life. Is really an invitation to be straightforward in your business, knowing where your business is in the industry. In that way, you really can make strategies in order to get to the point that you want to be with your business. Then honesty is one of the skills that Mark Cuban is inviting us to have as small businesses entrepreneurs. The next author is Mel Robbins. Mel Robbins have a very, very important or significant advice for us, and is to stay in the present moment. Something that she relates when he did her study on this is that people that always are thinking in the past is people that tends to be depressed, is people that tends to be melancholic, is people that always the past was better than what is happening now than the future. Or also is people that are always thinking in the future, and then thinking in the future, thinking in the unknown is going to keep us always anxious because nobody knows the future, and doesn't matter what we do, we're never going to know what is the real future. You know, certain aspects, certain variables can help us to maybe forecast what can happen next, but really we don't know the future, and if we just focus on that, we're really going to be anxious all the time. And if we focus in the past, we're going to be depressed. The only thing that we really not have is the present. Okay, the present gives you the opportunity to really have control of what is happening in your life. And also it gives you the opportunity to be happy, because once you feel that you have control about certain aspects, that gives you, tranquility, that gives you happiness, that gives you the energy to continue going. Then very important topic, always try to stay in the present. And those skills, I know that it's easy to talk about them, it's easy to share our personal experiences about them, but really it's very difficult to keep on going with them. But that is really what we need to focus through this presentation, to capture what are the skills that in this moment in my life I am lacking of, and how I can improve in having or improving that skill. The next author, let's see, is this help me to move. Okay, the next author is, well, Warren Buffett. And something that caught my attention is that one time he was talking about public speaking. And he is a person that always is talking about numbers and investments and how to produce more money and so on and so forth. But it was really amazing when in one interview he was talking about public speaking, and the way that he explained it is that doesn't matter really what is your level of leadership. This is a skill that everybody needs to develop in life. Because you always are going to be a follower of a leader, and you also going to be a leader that have followers. Then in this dynamic, you really need to learn and improve your public speaking skills and focus in your body language when you are approaching other people, when you are doing presentations, and also your vocabulary. Keep in mind that the tone and the words that we use really produce the meaning of what we are saying. Then very important skill, public speaking. And then we go to our next. And this is something that you will say, what we are talking about that, what we are talking about sleeping. Well, is really important because is we don't have the amount of rest that our body needs. Really, we are not producing our 100%. We are not giving the 100%. We are not producing 100%. Then through different studies, the conclusion is that the human body needs between 7 to 9 hours to really recuperate, to recharge, to regenerate. Then is you are right now below the 7 hours of sleep, really is you can notice that it is affecting your productivity, is affecting your relationship, not only in the business setting, is also in your personal setting, because we really need to have a fresh mind in order to connect with other people, in order to connect with the goals that we have set up for our businesses and also the personal goals that we have. Then very important that you check on your sleep and really try to make the adjustments in order to have, well, I will say let's start with 7 hours, but definitely that number should increase in order to have a very good way to reach our highest potential. Let's go with our next author. And then over here we have Simon Sinek. And he talks about listening. And I want to share a video with you about this particular author because the way that he explained it and the leader that he used in order to give us a graphic of what is really listening really is going to impact you better than me giving you an explanation. But three important points when we said that we are listening, we really need to stop our mind. We really need to start thinking in the words that that person is saying and really pay attention to what that person is saying. Don't let your mind wander. Don't let your mind start producing an answer when the person hasn't even finished talking. Really stop your mind, focus in what you are listening, give your attention to that person, starting with the eye contact. That really gives that person an input that you really are listening, that you are really connecting with him or her. And then after you complete those two steps, do a critical thinking, okay? What really is going to be the answer to what you are listening to? And sometimes it's important to understand that an answer is not needed, okay? Sometimes you just need to be a good listener, and then the solutions will come through the conversation that that person is having with you. But let me stop sharing this screen, and I'm going to share the screen of the video, and let's reconnect once this video. Sorry, everybody, having a little difficulty here doing the transition. Just give me a second and we will be with the video.
Depending on the nation you go to, we have different opinions about other personalities, but Nelson Mandela across the world is universally regarded as a great leader. He was actually the son of a tribal chief, and he was asked one day, "How did you learn to be a great leader?" And he responded that he would go with his father to tribal meetings, and he remembers two things when his father would meet with other elders. One, they would always sit in a circle. And two, his father was always the last to speak. You will be told your whole life that you need to learn to listen. I would say that you need to learn to be the last to speak. I see it in boardrooms every day of the week. Even people who consider themselves good leaders, who may actually be decent leaders, will walk into a room and say, "Here's the problem, here's what I think, but I'm interested in your opinion, let's go around the room." It's too late. The skill to hold your opinions to yourself until everyone has spoken does two things. One, it gives everybody else the feeling that they have been heard. It gives everyone else the ability to feel that they have contributed. And two, you get the benefit of hearing what everybody else has to think before you render your opinion. The skill is really to keep your opinions to yourself. If you agree with somebody, don't nod yes. If you disagree with somebody, don't nod no. Simply sit there, take it all in, and the only thing you're allowed to do is ask questions so that you can understand what they mean and why they have the opinion that they have. You must understand from where they are speaking, why they have the opinion they have, not just what they are saying. And at the end, you will get your turn. It sounds easy, it's not. Practice being the last to speak. That's
Okay, it sounds easy, but
what Nelson Mandela did.
Really is difficult. I think that we all can relate to this particular experience that he's sharing with us. But well, let's come back to the presentation and give me just 1 second. Today, for some reason, this presentation is playing games with me. Okay, thank you for your patience and then listening. Yeah, then it's really a very difficult skill. Seems like just because we know how to listen, we are really listening, but seems like it is not. Then there you have it. Simon Sinek with this particular skill, and then hopefully you can go more in depth about his presentation and the material that he shared with us. And our next author is T.D. Jakes, and he talks about time management. Okay, and then for sure this is nothing new for any of us. That is what we always have been hearing through our studies and through our professional career. Time management, you need to really improve your time management skills, and we are still, working 7 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, and still is not enough to complete what we want to complete in a day. But you really need to find the way, because really it's not like a recipe for that is going to be a success for everybody. You really need to go deeper into this particular skill, and also in the particular situation that you have in your workplace, in order to effectively arrange your time and really be productive for you and be productive for the rest of your team. And also to have a very happy personal life. Then you need to stop being busy all the time and really focus in how you're going to be effective today. How, with all these laundry lists that I have to do today at my workplace, how I'm going to be effective, how I organize those tasks today in order to be very effective. And Then you need to find your passion, because that is really what keeps us alive. That is really what keeps us, the energy to continue going in what we are doing in the personal level and also in our businesses. Then is you are not focusing in your life, you are really having an aptitude right now of being a survivor. You really don't have nothing else to see. Then discover your passion, and the way that you're going to achieve that is to really be more effective organizing your daily duties and your personal goals. And then Robin Sharma, he shared with us confidence. Okay, then confidence is another skill that is related maybe with public speaking, but really is related to everything that we do through the day in our business. And in order to be confident, you really need to know what you are doing. You really need to know what you're talking about. You really need to read about all those things. You really need to create data about all the different projects that you are doing in order to, evaluate that data and then come with new strategies after you evaluate that data. But really reading, keeping your mind connected with what you are doing is what is going to give you the confidence, because otherwise it will be a little like something that I laugh sometimes about those newscasts that they invite those experts in whatever is the issue that they are talking about. And then to me, it's like, well, I can come with that same opinion, because at the end of the day, they are just sharing opinions. They are not really doing an evaluation of what they are talking about based on data, based on research. Then the same with us. Everything that we do in our businesses, every thing that we want our team to buy on it, our team to follow that, our lead. Well, the only way that they're going to follow you as a leader is you show them that confidence on what you are saying, in what you are selling, in what you are trying to gain their trust. And the only way is that you need to research, you need to collect data, you need to read about what you are doing. And the other skill is taking notes. Why taking notes? Because taking notes really is going to keep you in the focus in what you really need to accomplish. We were talking about time management. This is completely tied up with time management. Is you take notes of when are the deadlines that you need to meet? Is you organize your schedule regarding those deadlines? Your life is going to be more productive. Your life is going to be easier, and your life is going to be a happy life. Then taking notes is very important when you are, talking with a business partner, talking with a client that is going to make this huge contract for your organization. Taking notes is important. And once again, taking notes is going to keep you focused in what is really important for you. It's going to keep you focused in the present. It's going to keep you focused in what you really need to accomplish today and tomorrow and this week and so on. And then critical thinking. And then critical thinking is basically the result of the other two skills. Then critical thinking comes after you really keep your mind productive, meaning you really are reading, you really are analyzing the data, you really are focusing in those deadlines. Then you are now able to have a critical thinking of whatever business, whatever task you are completing right now. Then confidence is a really, really difficult skills to accomplish, but we need to work on it. We really need to set up the time in order to go ahead with those 3 steps that are highlighted here in this slide. Then read, take notes, have a critical thinking. Let's go with our next author, and is Injala Van Sant. And then, you know, she's really funny. As you see one of her presentations, she is a very, very funny person, happy person, and one of the invitations that she had for us to become truly good leaders is to stop whining. You know, and this goes with everybody. We always have that little voice in our mind, you know, that little voice that is us, telling to ourselves, you know, you cannot do this. Why are you doing this? I didn't do it because something happened, because somebody did this, because, you know, always is blaming something or somebody about the things that we don't like, the things that we don't want to do, the things that we want to avoid. Then stop the whining, stop that little voice in your head, and really focus in what we have been talking. You have a duty to accomplish. Right now, you are the leader of your small businesses. It's no time for whining. It's no time even to listen to any whiner. You really need to focus in bringing your leadership style to the top, at the same time bringing your business to the top. Then stop whining, stop looking who create the problem, what situation is the one that keeps your business not growing. Oh, well, the economy is bad, and then for that reason, my business doesn't grow. Stop looking for an excuse. Always try to look for the solution. In order to achieve that, you need to really quiet down that little voice that we all have that are always whining. You know, then whining is not good. Injala tell us, okay? Then let's go with our next author, and this is Roman Krishnarik, and he talks about empathy. You know, one of our previous webinars was about emotional intelligence, and then really empathy focus just on that. You really need to develop your emotional intelligence, just to have it simple. And maybe you can come back to that webinar that is in our website, and then you can, you know, replay all the webinars that we have. And this is a topic very important at all the levels in the organization. And I will say that all the levels in education. I think that emotional intelligence is a subject that should be part of the K to 12 and the higher education, because it's something so important nowadays, where really our communication is in the global way. It's no longer that I only know the people in my company and the people in my neighborhood. Now you know the people in the other side of the world, because that is the way that we do businesses nowadays. And emotional intelligence is something very important that we all need to develop and improve. And then this is the one that I want to add on it, and is repeat. You know, everything or whatever is going to be the formula that you're going to build for yourself, because I don't want you to see this particular presentation like this is the final formula for me to become a better leader. No, you can research all those authors that we suggest through the presentation, and also other authors that you may have or you will find when you do this research. And whatever is going to be the list of skills that you need, you personally need, and you build, just repeat, just keep on repeating, because the way that we're going to develop any skill is just doing it again and again and again. Then now let's go with a session of questions. And for that, I'm going to invite Miss Chelsea Jones. She's our outreach and marketing coordinator, and she has been capturing all the questions that you have for us. And then Chelsea, tell us, is there any questions, or is you want to open the mics for the people to ask questions or to share your ideas about this particular theme, sustainable leadership?
Thank you, Nestor. Good morning, everyone. We currently do not have any questions in the chat, but I've opened up the mics. So you do have the option to unmute and ask Dr. De La Hoz any questions you may have at this time.
Or to share your experiences about a particular skill, you know, it will be good for the group.
Good morning, everyone.
Hello.
Good morning. I don't have a question, but I do have a comment. This is my first sustainable leadership webinar, and it has been awesome. I've been on this earth a long time, and I've been in business a very long time, but I'm a timid leader. And when you just went through all of these ideas, or for lack of a better term to call them, I just got an epiphany, and I am just so excited even about reading. And it's so important, I know, to be confident in what you do. I manage maybe an in-office group of about 7 people. But, you know, as you were saying, Doctor, people can tell when you don't know what you're talking about or when you're not confident. And that gives them the ability to not do what you ask them to do. So, you know, just from attending this, and I thank you and Broward School so much, because this has been an eye-opener for me. And even if I plan not to be in business very long, much longer, as a matter of fact, because I think I've reached the time when I need to get some sleep and some rest. But I do know that this is definitely something that I can use as I continue. And I wanted to be the last to speak, but it was just so exciting to me to just hear all of these ideas, and it has taken me to another level. So I say thank you.
Well, thank you for coming, and thank you for sharing. You know, it's very important for us to also know, you know, what is happening in your life as a small business owner. You know, we are trying to organize those webinars in order to really bring to you things that are you know, achievable for everybody. And then thank you for sharing your personal experience, and thank you for being here with us. Anybody else that wants to ask or to share any ideas, any experiences? Okay, then I'm going to pass to the next slide, and those are some additional resources that I want to share with you. Those are other authors with more ideas about how to become a better leader. You are already a leader. You have accomplished a lot in your life. You are the owner of your own company, and you just need to keep on going. You are good, you are great, but always is room for greater. Then those are other authors that we want to share with you. Also, we're going to share with you this PowerPoint, and you will receive a copy of the PowerPoint for you to go more in depth with each one of the authors that we share with you today. And is this no any other comment or any other question? I want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for all your support to Broward County Public Schools, to all your support to the Economic Development Department. And keep on checking in our website, browardschools.com/EDDC. Over there, you have a lot of resources for your companies. And also you have a copy or access to the series of webinars that we have been developing through this year. There is our contact information for certification, for compliance, for outreach. And thank you again for being here, and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.